The unexpected encounter. The void of deep space stretched endlessly around the research vessel horizon, its sleek hull cutting through the inky blackness like a silver knife. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood motionless before the massive observation window, her dark eyes reflecting the distant pinpricks of starlight. 7 years of preparation, countless simulations, and now they were finally here. The edge of known exploration, where human knowledge dissolved into pure mystery. The ship's gentle hum vibrated through her body, a constant reminder of the delicate balance between technological marvel and human vulnerability. Elena's fingers traced the holographic display floating before her, scanning the latest data from their deep-range sensors. Something was different about this sector, anomalies that defied standard celestial mapping. Dr. Rodriguez, a voice crackled through the communication system, "We're picking up an unusual energy signature." Her colleague, Dr. Marcus Yamamoto, appeared on the secondary screen, his usually calm face etched with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Elena leaned forward, her muscles tensing with professional anticipation. "Define unusual," she responded, her fingers already dancing across the holographic interface. Marcus's image flickered slightly. "It's not like anything in our database. Quantum fluctuations that seem almost conscious. The spectral analysis is unlike any known radiation pattern." The research team had been searching for signs of advanced extraterrestrial technology for decades. Humanity's understanding of the universe had expanded exponentially in the past century, but true contact remained elusive. This could be their moment. A sudden burst of energy swept across the ship's sensors, causing multiple system alerts to flash simultaneously. Elena's training kicked in immediately. Shields up. Maintain stable trajectory. The horizon shuddered, not violently, but with a precision that suggested intentionality. It was as if something was examining them, probing their technological defenses with calculated curiosity. "Marcus, are you seeing this?" Elena's voice remained steady, but her heart raced. Before he could respond, a crystalline object materialized in the primary research chamber, seemingly out of nowhere. No teleportation signature, no energy transfer, just sudden existence. The artifact was unlike anything Elena had ever encountered. Approximately the size of a human hand, it appeared to be composed of multiple geometric shapes that shifted and realigned themselves continuously. Its surface seemed to absorb and reflect light simultaneously, creating an impossible visual phenomenon. "Initiate quarantine protocols," Elena commanded, her scientific mind already racing with possibilities. "Full biohazard and radiation screening." As the robotic arms extended to examine the artifact, something extraordinary happened. The crystalline object began to emit a soft, pulsating light that seemed to synchronize with the ship's internal systems. Complex patterns of energy danced across its surface, creating intricate, almost living geometric designs. Marcus's voice returned, slightly distorted. "Elena, the artifact is communicating, but not through any conventional method we understand." The ship's computer struggled to interpret the incoming data. Fragments of information flickered across screens. Mathematical equations, biological sequences, quantum calculations that seemed to rewrite themselves in real time. Then, without warning, a wave of energy passed through Elena's body. It wasn't painful, but profound, like 1,000 whispers of information simultaneously entering her consciousness. She gasped, her body momentarily paralyzed by the intensity of the experience. "Elena? Elena." Marcus's voice seemed distant, as if coming from underwater. Her body tingled, cells seeming to vibrate with an energy that felt both alien and strangely familiar. Something was changing within her, a transformation that defied every known law of human biology. The artifact continued its mesmerizing dance of light and geometry, a silent harbinger of a discovery that would challenge everything humanity believed about life, consciousness, and their place in the universe. As Elena fought to maintain consciousness, one thought crystallized in her mind. This was just the beginning of a journey that would redefine human understanding forever. Transformation and conflict. The medical bay of the horizon pulsed with an eerie silence, broken only by the soft beeping of advanced monitoring equipment. Dr. Elena Rodriguez lay motionless on the examination table, her body undergoing changes that defied every known principle of human physiology. Dr. Marcus Yamamoto watched the holographic displays with growing astonishment. Elena's cellular structure was rewriting itself in real time, nanoscopic transformations occurring at a rate that should have been impossible. Her DNA appeared to be in a constant state of fluid reconfiguration, adapting and evolving with each passing moment. "This is beyond any medical protocol," Marcus muttered, his fingers trembling as he adjusted the scanning parameters. "Her mitochondrial DNA is generating entirely new protein sequences. It's like her body is learning." The ship's chief medical officer, Dr. Aria Novak, approached the display with a mixture of scientific fascination and growing concern. "We can't contain this," she said quietly. "The implications are astronomical." Elena's eyes flickered open, revealing irises that now seemed to shimmer with an iridescent quality, hints of colors that didn't exist in the standard visual spectrum. When she spoke, her voice carried an unusual resonance, as if multiple frequencies were overlapping. "Something is communicating," she said, her words precise yet somehow distant. The artifact wasn't just an object. It was a message. The research team exchanged worried glances. Standard first contact protocols never prepared them for a scenario where the alien interaction fundamentally altered a human's biological structure. Suddenly, the ship's communication system erupted with an incoming transmission. The signal was unlike anything in their database, a complex series of quantum fluctuations that seemed to bypass traditional communication methods. Marcus worked frantically at the control panel. "I'm detecting multiple alien signatures. They're not just observing. They're responding to Elena's transformation." A holographic projection materialized in the medical bay. 3 distinct alien entities took shape, beings composed of what appeared to be living energy, their forms constantly shifting and realigning. They communicated through a combination of color patterns, geometric movements, and quantum vibrations. "The vessel has been activated," one of the entities communicated, its message translating through the ship's advanced linguistic algorithms. "The human subject is now a conduit." Dr. Novak stepped forward, her professional demeanor barely masking her growing alarm. "A conduit for what?" The alien entities seemed to pulse with a collective response that suggested both anticipation and concern, a bridge between potential realities. "The human genome contains adaptive capabilities far beyond your current understanding." Elena sat up, her movements fluid and precise. The medical equipment around her began to respond to her presence, circuits realigning, diagnostic tools recalibrating themselves without human intervention. "I can feel them," she said, her voice carrying a newfound depth. "Not just their communication, but their entire existential framework. They're trying to show me something." The ship's security team, initially held back, now moved closer. Their weapons were trained on the alien projections, a futile gesture against beings that seemed more like living concepts than physical entities. Marcus recognized the potential danger. "Elena, we need to understand what's happening to you. These entities, they're not just studying us. They're selecting you for something." The alien projections began to rotate, creating complex geometric patterns that seemed to fold space itself. Elena's body responded, her cellular structure momentarily becoming translucent, revealing intricate energy networks that pulsed in synchronization with the alien manifestations. "Humanity has always been an experiment," one of the entities communicated. "A potential. You are now becoming the next phase of that potential." Dr. Novak intervened, her medical training fighting against the incomprehensible scenario unfolding before her. "We cannot allow this transformation to continue unchecked. The risks are." Her words were cut short as Elena raised her hand. The simple gesture caused a wave of quantum energy to ripple through the medical bay, temporarily suspending all electronic systems. The conflict was clear. Humanity faced a choice: embrace this unprecedented transformation, or resist an evolutionary leap that challenged everything they understood about biological existence. As the alien entities continued their cryptic communication, Elena Rodriguez stood at the center of a storm that would redefine the boundaries between human potential and cosmic evolution. The genetic enigma. The research station Quantum Horizon orbited a distant neutron star, its massive laboratories now dedicated to understanding the unprecedented biological transformation of Dr. Elena Rodriguez. What had begun as a deep space research mission had become humanity's most critical scientific investigation. Dr. Kiran Malhotra, the lead geneticist, stood behind a fortified observation window, his eyes never leaving the complex holographic displays tracking Elena's evolving physiology. Hundreds of the world's most brilliant scientists had been assembled, each struggling to comprehend the impossible. Her genetic structure is rewriting itself continuously, Kiran explained to the International Scientific Council via holographic conference. But it's not random. There's an underlying pattern, a deliberate redesign that suggests intelligent manipulation. The alien artifact that had initiated the transformation remained contained in a quantum-locked chamber. Periodic energy pulses emanated from it, seemingly communicating in a language that existed beyond traditional scientific understanding. Elena sat in the center of an advanced medical chamber, her body now capable of generating its own complex energy fields. Sensors mapped her cellular activity, revealing layers of biological complexity that challenged everything known about human potential. The transformation is symbiotic, Elena said, her voice carrying a resonance that seemed to vibrate at multiple frequencies. It's not an invasion. It's a conversation. Dr. Marcus Yamamoto reviewed the latest data, his hands moving rapidly across holographic interfaces. The genetic modifications are creating entirely new cellular communication networks. It's as if her body is learning to communicate with fundamental universal principles. A sudden alert flashed across the station's systems. Multiple alien signal signatures were converging on their location, not as a physical threat, but as a complex information network that seemed to pulse with anticipation. Dr. Arya Novak, the chief medical officer, approached the council's holographic projection. We're facing a critical decision. Elena is no longer just a human subject. She's becoming something that bridges biological and quantum realities. The alien entities that had first contacted the horizon now appeared as intricate energy projections within the research station. They moved in synchronized patterns, communicating through complex geometric interactions that defied traditional communication methods. The human vessel is reaching critical integration, one entity communicated. The genetic potential is activating. Elena stood, her body momentarily becoming translucent, revealing intricate energy networks that pulsed with an almost living intelligence. I can see the connections, she said, her voice carrying a mixture of scientific precision and profound wonder. The universe isn't just a collection of matter. It's a living, communicative system. Political and scientific leaders from around the world watched in a mixture of terror and fascination. This was no longer just a scientific discovery. It was a fundamental challenge to humanity's understanding of its place in the cosmos. Dr. Kiran Malhotra noticed something unprecedented in the data. Elena's genetic structure was not just adapting. It was creating entirely new biological pathways that could potentially solve some of humanity's most challenging medical and environmental problems. Her cellular structure, he whispered, could potentially reverse genetic diseases, adapt to extreme environments, even process radiation as a form of energy. The alien entities began to form more complex patterns, their energy signatures suggesting a deep, almost parental interest in Elena's transformation. It became clear that this was more than an experiment. It was a form of cosmic communication. Humanity stands at a threshold, one of the entities communicated. The vessel is becoming a bridge between potential realities. Marcus turned to Arya, his voice filled with a mixture of scientific excitement and existential uncertainty. We're witnessing the next stage of human evolution. But the question remains, are we ready for what comes next? Elena's eyes opened, now displaying colors and patterns that seemed to shift between physical and quantum states. The boundary between human and something entirely new was blurring, and the universe watched with anticipation. The genetic enigma was unfolding, and humanity held its collective breath. Cosmic consequences. The universe seemed to hold its breath as Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood at the epicenter of a transformation that would redefine the boundaries of human potential. The research station Quantum Horizon had become ground zero for an event that would echo through the fabric of cosmic understanding. International leadership convened in an emergency global summit, broadcast simultaneously across every communication network. Political leaders, scientific experts, and military strategists watched as Elena's transformation continued to defy every known scientific principle. General Victoria Reyes, head of the United Global Defense Council, addressed the assembly with barely contained tension. "We're looking at a scenario that goes beyond any first contact protocol we've ever developed. This isn't just about scientific discovery. It's about the potential survival of our entire species." The alien entities continued their complex communication, their energy patterns now fully integrated with the station's advanced systems. They seemed to be waiting, observing the human response to the unprecedented transformation. Elena's body had become a living bridge between human biology and something far more complex. Her cellular structure could now process information at quantum levels, creating adaptive pathways that suggested capabilities beyond human comprehension. Dr. Kiran Malhotra presented the latest findings. Her genetic structure is generating new communication networks that extend beyond traditional biological limitations. We're seeing the potential for instantaneous information transfer, environmental adaptation, and energy manipulation that defies our current understanding of physics. A critical moment approached. The alien entities began to project a series of complex scenarios, potential futures that humanity could face. These were not simple predictions, but intricate quantum possibilities that showed the delicate balance between human potential and cosmic evolution. Marcus Yamamoto worked frantically at the control panel, trying to interpret the massive influx of information. "They're showing us more than just potential futures," he said, his voice trembling. "They're demonstrating the interconnectedness of all potential realities." Suddenly, Elena began to speak, her voice carrying multiple frequencies that seemed to resonate with the very fabric of space-time. "There are threats approaching," she communicated, "existential challenges that humanity alone cannot overcome. The transformation is a preparation, not an invasion." The global leaders watched in a mixture of terror and fascination as Elena's body began to generate complex energy fields. Star charts appeared, showing potential invasion routes of a cosmic threat that humanity had never detected. Massive energy constructs moving between galactic systems, consuming entire planetary systems. "The barriers between species are artificial," one of the alien entities communicated. "Survival requires adaptation, communication, transformation." Military strategists began to understand the true nature of the communication. This was not a conquest, but a warning, a cosmic invitation to evolve or face extinction. General Reyes spoke, her voice cutting through the tension. "What are the specific threats? What do we need to do?" Elena turned, her eyes now displaying complex quantum patterns that seemed to map multiple dimensions simultaneously. "The universe is alive," she said, "and it's preparing for a challenge that will test the very limits of existence." The alien entities began to demonstrate technological and biological adaptations, solutions to environmental challenges, methods of energy generation that could sustain entire civilizations, medical breakthroughs that could eliminate genetic diseases. Dr. Ariane Novak realized the profound implication. "This isn't just about saving humanity," she whispered. "This is about humanity's role in a much larger cosmic ecosystem." As the presentation continued, it became clear that Elena was no longer just a human. She had become a living translation device between human potential and cosmic intelligence. The transformation was a gift, a warning, and a challenge. The universe watched. Humanity held its breath. And at the center of it all, Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood as a beacon of a potential future that would change everything. Transcendence. The final moments of transformation arrived with a silence more profound than any sound could capture. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood at the convergence of multiple dimensional planes, her body now a living conduit of cosmic intelligence that transcended human understanding. Quantum Horizon Research Station had become something more than a scientific facility. It was now a beacon of humanity's potential, a bridge between known reality and the vast, unexplored territories of universal consciousness. Dr. Kiran Malhotra watched in awe as Elena's final transformation unfolded. Her molecular structure had become a dynamic network of information, capable of processing and translating cosmic communication in ways that defied every known scientific principle. "We are witnessing the birth of a new form of existence," Marcus Yamamoto whispered, his hands trembling as he recorded the unprecedented event. The alien entities that had guided Elena's transformation now revealed their true nature. They were not invaders or simple extraterrestrial intelligences, but custodians of a universal network of consciousness, guardians of potential who had watched countless civilizations rise and fall. Elena's voice emerged, no longer bound by traditional human communication. Humanity's strength has always been its ability to adapt, to learn, to transform. She communicated, her message resonating across multiple frequencies. The universe is not a collection of dead matter, but a living, breathing ecosystem of potential. Global leaders watched as complex holographic projections demonstrated the cosmic threats that humanity would face. Massive energy constructs moving between star systems, existential challenges that would test the very limits of survival. But now, humanity had a translator, a bridge between human potential and cosmic intelligence. General Victoria Reyes understood the profound shift. "This is no longer about defense," she said to the Global Council. "This is about evolution." The alien entities began to share knowledge, technological solutions to environmental challenges, medical breakthroughs that could eliminate genetic diseases, energy generation methods that could sustain entire civilizations. But more importantly, they shared a perspective, a way of understanding the universe as an interconnected, living system. Dr. Arya Novak realized the true significance of Elena's transformation. "She's become more than a human," she explained to the stunned scientific community. "She's a living translation device between human potential and cosmic intelligence." As the transformation reached its final stage, Elena's body began to generate a complex energy field that seemed to connect with the very fabric of space-time. Quantum entanglement maps appeared, showing how her new form could communicate across vast distances, bridging gaps that once seemed insurmountable. "The barriers between species are artificial," one of the alien entities communicated. "Survival requires understanding, adaptation, transformation." Humanity stood at a crossroads. The transformation offered a choice: evolve or remain stagnant, adapt or face potential extinction. Elena Rodriguez had become the embodiment of that choice, a living testament to human potential. In her final moments of transformation, Elena looked out across the vast expanse of space. She saw not emptiness, but a living, breathing ecosystem of potential, a universe waiting to be understood, waiting to be explored. "We are not alone," her final communication resonated. "We never were." The universe watched, humanity listened, and at the center of it all, Dr. Elena Rodriguez stood as a beacon of hope, a bridge between what was and what could be. Transcendence was not an end. It was a beginning.